The world remembers the roar, the fists in the air, the unstoppable serves. But very few people ever ask a deeper question. What kind of pain does a person have to survive to become someone like Serena Williams? Because behind the 23 Grand Slam titles, the trophies, and the applause that echoed across stadiums for more than 2 decades, there is a story far heavier than victory. A story that begins not in luxury tennis clubs, but on the rough streets of Compton. Before the world saw a champion, Serena was just a little girl holding a racket on cracked public courts in Compton. Sirens echoed at night. Gunshots were not unusual. This wasn't the typical childhood of a future tennis legend. Yet her father, Richard Williams, carried a dream almost everyone laughed at. He believed his daughters would dominate tennis. Not participate. Dominate. Imagine telling people that 2 black girls from Compton would rule a sport historically controlled by elite country clubs. People mocked him. But every morning he brought Serena and her sister Venus Williams to practice. Broken courts, worn-out balls, endless drills. Those hours shaped something deeper than skill. They built a mindset. Serena learned early that the world wouldn't hand her respect. She would have to take it. When she entered professional tennis, the resistance didn't disappear. In fact, it grew louder. Some critics said her powerful playing style didn't fit women's tennis. Others mocked her strength, her body, even her confidence. But Serena answered in the only language that mattered: winning. In 1999, at just 17 years old, she shocked the world by winning the US Open. The girl from Compton had arrived. Then came dominance: Wimbledon, Australian Open, title after title. Eventually, Serena collected 23 Grand Slam championships, the most in the modern era of women's tennis. Yet life had darker chapters waiting. In 2003, tragedy struck when her sister Yetunde Price was killed in a shooting in Compton. Serena was at the peak of her career, but suddenly trophies felt meaningless. Grief nearly broke her spirit. Years later, another battle arrived when she suffered a life-threatening pulmonary embolism in 2011. Doctors told her she was lucky to be alive. And still, she came back. Then in 2017, Serena experienced perhaps the most terrifying moment of all. After giving birth to her daughter, she developed severe medical complications: blood clots, emergency surgeries. For a moment, the greatest athlete in tennis was simply a woman fighting to breathe. No crowd, no scoreboard, just survival. Yet somehow, Serena returned again. That's the real secret of her legacy. It isn't just power. It isn't just records. It's resilience. The ability to fall, grieve, nearly die, and still rise. Today, Serena Williams isn't remembered only for 23 Grand Slam titles. She changed how the world sees women in sports. She proved strength and vulnerability can exist in the same person. And she opened doors for generations of athletes who once felt they didn't belong. Because the truth is simple. Legends aren't defined by how often they win. They're defined by how many times life knocks them down, and they still stand back up.